An email or letter arrives from FMCSA. Your company has been selected for a compliance investigation, and records are due by a stated deadline. What happens next? And what is the investigator really looking for? A compliance investigation is an in-depth evaluation of a motor carrier's compliance and safety management controls. It is different from a routine roadside inspection, and it is not the same thing as a new entrant safety audit. FMCSA, or a state partner, may select a carrier because of roadside inspection or crash patterns, a complaint, a serious incident, a specific compliance concern, a national program priority, or other available safety data. Selection does not automatically mean the carrier is guilty of a violation. It means the agency has identified something that warrants a closer look. There are 3 investigation formats most carriers should understand. An off-site investigation is conducted remotely. The investigator requests records from the carrier and may also examine information from third parties. It is non-ratable, meaning it does not produce a safety rating. But violations and civil penalties may still result, and the investigation can be converted to an on-site investigation. An on-site focused investigation takes place at the carrier's business and targets one or more demonstrated problem areas. Because it does not examine every regulatory factor, it cannot result in a satisfactory rating. It may remain unrated, or it may result in a proposed conditional or unsatisfactory rating. An on-site comprehensive investigation is broader. It examines the regulatory factors used under the current safety rating process. Depending on the findings, it may result in a proposed satisfactory, conditional, or unsatisfactory rating. So, what actually happens during the investigation? It usually begins with contact from an investigator and a written request identifying the records and time period under review. The exact request depends on the scope of the investigation. Records may include driver qualification files, drug and alcohol testing documents, hours of service and ELD records, vehicle inspection and maintenance files, accident information, roadside inspection follow-up, and insurance or registration records. The investigator does not simply count whether documents exist. Records are sampled compared with other information and tested for consistency. A driver file may be compared with dispatch activity. An ELD record may be compared with supporting documents. Maintenance records may be compared with roadside defects. Accident information may be compared with company reporting and follow-up. The investigator may also interview owners, managers, dispatchers, safety personnel, drivers, or maintenance staff. The questions often come back to management controls. Who is responsible for this process? How often is it reviewed? What happens when a violation is found? And where is the corrective action documented? That is why a clean binder is not enough. The real question is whether the company's safety processes are working in daily operations. One mistake may be an isolated error. The same mistake across multiple drivers, vehicles, or months can show a pattern. If records conflict, requested documents are missing, or the evidence points to a broader problem, the investigator may ask for additional records or expand the inquiry. At the end, the investigator generally explains the findings and identifies areas requiring correction. Possible outcomes depend on the investigation type and severity of the violations. They may include corrective action, a notice of violation, a notice of claim seeking a civil penalty, or a proposed safety rating. Not every investigation produces a rating. If an unsatisfactory rating becomes final, FMCSA can issue an order placing the carrier's operations out of service. If your company receives an investigation notice, do not ignore it, and do not create or alter records after the fact. Preserve the original records. Identify one point of contact. Understand the scope and deadlines. Organize exactly what was requested. Review the records for gaps and contradictions. Correct ongoing safety issues immediately. Document the corrective action, and answer questions precisely and truthfully. Preparation is not about hiding problems. It is about understanding the facts, protecting the integrity of the records, and showing that the company takes safety management seriously. Fleet Safety Advisors helps motor carriers understand investigation requests, organize records, evaluate findings, and build practical corrective action plans based on real federal investigative experience. Visit fleetsafetyadvisors.com to learn more.